What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So we've already got a new MSI Claw 8 AI Plus refresh model coming this year, but this is really just like a storage and color change variant that they've come up with here, but it's kind of interesting to take a look at. We've got an article here from Notebook Check, and I want to read over that pretty quickly, see what they're saying, and I want to talk about this a little bit. We'll also talk about kind of the launch or the issues that MSI has had with this device and availability and that kind of thing. So let's go ahead and get into it, and let's start with that Notebook Check article. All right, so over here on the article, MSI refreshes Claw 8 AI Plus with new Polar Tempest Edition mere months after initial release. The MSI Claw 8 AI Plus is one of the most powerful gaming handhelds around right now. The device is also comparatively expensive thanks to its $899 list price. Nonetheless, MSI has quietly refreshed the Claw 8 AI Plus with a new $999 variant that makes two major changes from the original variant, as it has been selling since last year. And that is going to be USD, so it's almost $1,000, and with tax, of course, over that. And yeah, I paid the 900 and something with tax for my original Claw 8 AI Plus. But I will say, I mentioned in January and February that all the devices coming out in 2025 were going to be more expensive, all the handhelds. And looking at the Switch 2 and the possibility of a Legion Go 2 being $1,000 to $1,200, and some of these other more expensive handhelds that have been coming out, I said that that $900 price point, when we get to summer, fall this year, may not seem so bad. And I think that's actually going to wind up being the case. And really, my biggest complaint about the Claw 8 still is its availability. But we'll get more into that. I want to go ahead and move on here with the article. The MSI Claw 8 AI Plus has been out for a few months now, having debuted at the back end of last year alongside the smaller Claw 7 AI Plus, which has also been extremely difficult to get. With that being said, it took MSI until mid-February to begin shipping its first 8-inch gaming handheld in many markets like Europe and the UK. Yeah, I was able to pre-order mine in December of 24, and I got it January 13th of 25. I was one of the lucky ones that got in kind of on that first wave. Regardless, the company has decided to quietly refresh the Claw 8 AI Plus with a second SKU called the Polar Tempest Edition. Shipping July 15th, the new variant swaps in white panels for the retro-inspired equivalents on the original Claw 8 AI Plus. On top of that, MSI has upgraded storage from 1 terabyte to 2 terabytes, for which it charges a $100 surcharge to total $999 before taxes. And that's really where that price change is coming from. They're doubling the storage, adding $100 to the price, changing the color, and then they're going to push this model out there alongside of the other model, which again is very difficult to get hands on, but we'll have to see how stock goes since they're already planning on a refresh here, but we're still having a lot of trouble even getting the original model. The Claw 8 AI Plus Polar Tempest Edition retains the same specs. I'm going to kind of speed through this. It has the same everything. It's just the storage and the color. It does outperform the Ryzen Z1 Extreme gaming handheld, including the ROG Ally X. Yeah, with its RAM and just in general, that APU from Intel is a bit more powerful. They still need to work on the drivers, but when a game runs really well, it definitely outperforms the Z1 Extreme. Not by a ton, but it does. And it's even thought that when the Z2 Extreme comes out, this device could very well be competitive with it in some games, especially at the price point for the performance. So we'll have to see when all that happens. Now, I know that this Ryzen AI9 HX370 is definitely more powerful than what we're going to get from the Z2 Extreme, which is supposed to be kind of based off of this series of chip as far as we know. But of course, they want to cut things down, change things, and that's where the Z2 and the Z1 Extreme, all that comes in, is more made for gaming handhelds. So it should be more efficient, might have a little less performance than the 370. We'll have to see how that pans out. Of course, it'll cost less as well. These are very expensive. So that all comes into play as well. It's not just about performance, it's price to performance. But yeah, I think this device is going to fall in between a Z1 Extreme and a Z2 Extreme, or maybe it sometimes be on par with, but we're going to have to see how that kind of works out as things go. And drivers really have a lot to do with it as well. As far as we can tell, MSI has restricted the new Polar Tempest Edition to the US for the time being. Unfortunately, the company has not indicated whether its new variant will be available in other markets at some stage, but if the road to release for the original Claw 8 AI Plus is anything to go by, then it could be a few months before the Polar Tempest Edition receives a global launch. So they haven't confirmed a global launch, I guess, just the United States so far, which it does appear this device has kind of been easier to get in the States. Still not easy, but easier to get in the States than other areas. But yeah, so we'll have to see if this becomes a global thing or not. But what do you guys think about $1,000, $100 more for this device in the white color. I like the look of this. I really, really do. But I also really like the look of the retro kind of Eddie Bauer color 90s um, edition that we have of the original. So I think this one also looks really nice. I wouldn't have to have that amount of storage, so I like the option to buy a lower storage device at least to save $100. 1 terabyte for me most of the time will do what I need to. I'm not a person that has a bunch of games at once on there, but yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. But the other thing with the MSI Claw and the MSI Claw 8 and the 7 and all that has really been availability. And honestly, I've got 2 decent reviews here on the channel. You want to go check out everything I went through with the MSI Claw 8 a couple of times when I was 2 months with it, when I first got it. There's some first impressions. But really, my biggest complaint with this device has been availability because a lot of people want the device. And when it first came out in January, February, when I was making videos, they were very popular. And a lot of people, even at the higher price point, wanted to get their hands on one and still do. And I've had a lot of friends that have been successful over the couple of months of getting their hands on them, whether it be through Amazon here, which is sold out of the normal priced devices currently, or through the MSI store. I've had a couple of friends get them here, but again, we're out of stock here. This is actually where I had gotten mine. And on Best Buy, this has been coming soon since January. This never came. It's just still here. So I don't know. For the US, I guess the Tempest edition will be on Best Buy as well, probably. But we'll have to see what happens. If they haven't even ever stocked this has never been in stock on Best Buy. What's going to happen with that? So I find all that to be kind of interesting and where that's going to fall and what, because that's been really like my biggest complaint. I really enjoy the MSI Claw 8AI Plus, the name, but I love the device. The size of it, the comfort for me, the 8-inch screen, the performance, the direct Intel driver support and updates. There's a lot there that I really like. It's not a perfect device, but none of them are. But out of everything I have here, from the Go to the Allies that I have and the Steam Deck sitting here and all that kind of stuff, I grabbed this one the most since I got it. I carried it around with me. This is kind of my daily driver when I'm not making content. I really, really like the Claw 8. So this one's really cool. It's interesting. I don't really need it, so I probably won't worry about it, but I kind of wanted to talk about it. And availability, like right now, US only, but like how many? And when's the original one going to be available more for people? Like, I think that's kind of the biggest issue with this device right now is not the price, not really anything else, is its availability. But anyways, at this point, I'm just going to start rambling kind of on and on. So we'll wrap it up. I just thought this was interesting to go over, especially because my first thought on this was like, that's kind of cool to have another option. But what about the original one coming in stock? So anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. And as always, thanks a lot for coming and check out the video. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one.